he actually came up to me from behind and he was like, "Hi, I'm Rahul." He knows the passwords. With Lakshman sir being there, he's just one call away. You can just text him and call him anytime you need. And I think I've been treated very well. It's never been a case like I've been treated as an outsider or anything like that.
வணக்கம் and welcome to Konjam Cricket Konjam Masala Season 2. நான் உங்கள் அருண் வேணுகோபால் and இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பேச போகிறது இந்தியாவோட பன்முகத்தன்மைக்கு ஒரு எடுத்துக்காட்டாக இருக்கும் ஒரு இளம் வீரர் கூட, அபிமன்யு ஈஸ்வரன். இவரோட அப்பா தமிழகத்தை சேர்ந்தவர், இவரோட தாய் ஒரு பஞ்சாபி. இவர் பிறந்தது தேராடூனில், ஆனால் இப்போது பெங்காலோட மிக இளம் தலைவர்களில் இவரும் ஒருவராக சேர்ந்திருக்காரு. Given that you're not a Bengali, but I can still kind of make out that you have an excellent sense of vocabulary as far as Bengali is concerned. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been in Bengal for a long time, so I probably can speak in Bengali as fluent as other people do, like normal Bengalis do.
Right. And for you, it's been an interesting journey, right? I mean, like we mentioned at the start of the show, born to a Tamil father, a Punjabi mother, and raised in Dehradun initially, before you were sent away. Almost like a boarding school kind of a scenario. You were sent away to Kolkata, and then to kind of come to grips with a new environment. How's this whole journey been?
It's been a great journey, but I didn't actually feel like a boarding school because I really enjoyed cricket since I was a kid, and the best thing was I get to play cricket every day, and I really enjoyed batting, bowling, fielding, whatever it was. So I really enjoyed the journey. I had friends, I had my coaches, I played for Bengal at different levels, so it's been a great journey for me.
So you were put up at a friend's place, Ritvik.
Yeah, right now I stay with my friend Ritvik and his family.
Right, and you also had a coach who took care of you in your formative years in Kolkata, right? Nirmal Sen Gupta.
Yeah, the first time I went to Calcutta, I stayed with him. That's a place called Bonga, which is about 2 hours from the airport. So it was far away from the city, and it was like the only thing we had there was cricket. So I think that was really nice. We could play cricket 2 times a day, and we really enjoyed it.
Listening to Abhimanyu's father actually talk about cricket can be quite instructive, for the simple reason that he's one of those many fathers in a big country like ours who has nursed the dream and has also ensured that his sons continue to carry on the flame. But is that a case of your father actually living his dream through you?
I think he's one of the most passionate people about cricket. He loves the game, and he always wanted to pursue cricket, but somehow he couldn't because of few reasons. So I think I'm trying to do whatever I can. Even I love the game, so we're trying to live the dream together.
And so Bengal has been a consistent performer in the domestic circuit for a while now, and you and Abhishek Raman especially have been the mainstays, but also good friends as well. So as an opening batsman, what do you think makes you successful as a pair?
I think the bonding between us, because we've been together, the first time I went to Calcutta, we went together, and it's been like 13 years since then, and we've been playing together, and right now we open for Bengal. So knowing each other always helps on the field, and it's been like he's watched me bat and I've watched him bat, so there are times when we can help each other more than anybody else. So I think that is the biggest advantage we have when we bat together.
People like Arun Lal and Manoj Tiwari, who's also led the team in the past, they have a lot of nice things to say about you. They say that you are someone who respects your teammates and also your seniors, and you're a complete workaholic as far as your cricket is concerned. Is that something that's ingrained in you, or did your dad have quite a lot to do with that?
No, I think I really loved cricket since I was a kid, and I was one of those who would just stay on the ground, like the first one to come to the ground and the last one to leave. That's been with me since my childhood. And to have people like Manoj Tiwari, Arun Lal, Manoj has been there for a long time. I've been playing with him since I play for Bengal for the senior team, and to have Arun Lal sir, it's always great. You can learn from those players. They've been great batsmen for Bengal and great cricketers. They won a lot of games, and it's always helpful to have such people around you.
Also tell us something about your work ethic, really. I mean, everyone keeps talking about that. You come across like a cricket junkie. Are you the kind that can never switch off from cricket at all?
There was a time when I couldn't switch off of cricket, and that really, it wasn't really good at that time because everything for me was cricket. But now I try and switch off from the game at times so that I can just come up fresh on the second day, third day, and fourth day. So that's actually helping me now.
How do you switch off, in fact? Tell us about your methods.
I talk to my family. Probably after the game, I won't talk too much about cricket. I'll try talking about other things. I'll go for a movie. I listen to music. I've been watching shows on Netflix. I go out with friends for dinner and try and avoid talking much about cricket. So that I think helps me.
Because of the kind of background that your father came from, your father, as most people who have followed your career know, has also been an athlete at a certain level. He's also pursued cricket, but then eventually went on to become a chartered accountant and then start the Abhimanyu Cricket Academy years before you were born. So for someone who's lived the dream for such a long time, for people like us, when we look at you from outside, we kind of feel that the pressure of the world is on your shoulders, given the fact that your father, like many other fathers who have not become cricketers, they probably are trying to live their passion through you. Do you feel that at times?
Not really. It's just that that's his passion. He's built that academy. He loves going there. He loves watching cricketers come up from that academy, play for states, play for the country. So that's his passion. And I have that opportunity. Whenever I get a break, I try and go to Dehradun. It's like 20-25 days a year. So I try and use those facilities as much as I can. I think that doesn't really relate to my career. He's been a really supportive person to me, probably the most supportive. He's believed in me more than probably I have in cricket, and that's, I think, the best thing that can happen to somebody. If your family, like my mom and sister also do, but I think my dad's been my biggest supporter till now.
We have found such instances, in fact, with people like Aparajit and Indrajit in Tamil Nadu, as well as say someone like Vijay Shankar, also from Tamil Nadu, who have had pictures at their home laid out for themselves. Even Yuzvendra Chahal's father prepared a pitch for him. So does that kind of give you the feeling that these are privileges that not a lot of other cricketers get, and does that make you more responsible?
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have an academy where I can always go and work on my game, on my fitness, whatever I want. So that's always a privilege you have. Like, you can use those facilities. The facilities are superb there, and especially to have an indoor when the rainy season is there, you hardly get to practice in most places in India. So that, I think, is the biggest bonus for me, and I can probably be a little ahead of what I was previous year in that 1 month I have during the rainy season.
Because Abhimanyu Cricket Academy, as a lot of Tamil Nadu cricketers would know, is a place where they actually go not just to hone their skills, but it serves as a pre-season camp for the Tamil Nadu cricket team, and it boasts of the facilities that Abhimanyu here mentioned. But also, just taking off a little from there, your father, the last time I did speak to him, he told me that he keeps a close eye on what you do. He makes sure that you don't fall into bad company. He also says that you anyway are level-headed enough to understand what goes on. What's interesting is that he told me that your phone doesn't have a screen lock. Is
It
that
does.
the case even still?
No, it does have a lock right now.
Right now, okay.
Yeah, it
So
does.
what does your father make of that?
He knows the password, so that's not a problem.
All right. So your dad's still in command of your life in certain respects. Is that fair to say?
Not really. It's just that normally parents want their kids to be in good company and things like that. So he's been like that. He keeps asking me where you're going and things like that. So that's normal for me.
Right.
It's been that way since I was a kid. So I think things haven't changed that much.
Right. So also for you, given the fact that you've been traveling first with the Bengal team for a number of years now, and then also with India A as well, where you play a different form of cricket, you get to intermingle with cricketers from other states as well. What has the learning been for you? What has the standout been for you over the last 2 years?
I think the standout's been we've played in different conditions. That's the main thing. We've played in different countries. We've played against different bowlers from different countries who've played for their international teams. So that, I think, has been the biggest exposure for us. And playing along players who've played Test cricket for a long time, like Riddhiman Saha was there, KL Rahul was there, Mayank Agarwal recently played with us, Hanuma Viari, they've all done well at the 11 and gone there, and they come back and play for us. So to get to learn about how Test cricket is and what are the differences and how do they cope up with things, so that, I think, has been the biggest learning.
I'm sure you have a number of friends both within Bengal as well as some of the other teams that you represent. Abhishek Raman, we know, has been a roommate for a very long time. But who are the other friends that you've made during the course of your India A career with whom you share an excellent bond even outside of cricket?
Whoever you play with, you get a bonding, you share some time with them, and you have dinner, you have lunch, you're there with them on the ground. So things like that. Like in the India A team, I have a lot of friends. You can say Kona Bharat is there. He's been there for a while with me. And then you can say Avesh Khan right now.
Right.
So I've been spending some time with him. Mahipal Lomror, so things like that.
I noticed a bit of a smirk when you said Avesh Khan's name. Is he the naughty brat of the side?
Yeah, he is.
So is he the prankster of the side? And what about you?
I'm not really a prankster.
Been at the receiving end of a lot of pranks.
Not too much.
Okay.
Depends on who we are. Like depends on the teammates you have. Probably we have seniors in this team more than juniors, so you can't really prank with them too much.
But have you ever tried pulling a prank on any of your seniors in the Bengal side or even in India A?
Not really.
Right. But I'm sure I'm going to ask you a little more about the pranksters in the India A side, I mean, even among the seniors. But before we go to that, what's the kind of learnings that you get specifically? I mean, do you discuss a lot of technique with some of the senior batsmen that you play with?
I think it's not more about technique, it's more about how you adjust on different wickets, what are your game plans, how they prepare for different teams and different conditions. That I think is the biggest advantage you get when you play alongside players who play Test cricket for a long time. And you get to know what are the challenges you face, things like that. So it prepares you well ahead of you going to play Test cricket.
So in all the 8 tours that you were a part of, is there any one advice that stands out for you? Any one piece of suggestion that you think actually made a critical difference to you while you were out there in the middle or during the course of a game?
I think the advice which helped me a lot was from Rahul sir. Rahul Dravid, he was a coach that time. Right now he's with NCA. So there was a time when in New Zealand before New Zealand also I was getting starts, but I wasn't getting those big scores. I was getting 50s, 60s, 70s. I wasn't getting those big hundreds. So I was a little tensed. I was a little worried as in I'm batting well, I'm not getting those big scores. I came up to him and after the game he's like, you're batting really well and it's not that you're not middling the ball or things like that. You're not technically incorrect or things like that. But if I stay in the present and just focus on what I need to do right now, those big scores are coming. And I think I just kept playing one over at a time and things like that. And staying in the present really helped me and I got a few big scores after that.
For people like us on the outside, when we listen to a phrase like that, staying in the moment or doing the processes right, it kind of comes across as a cliche.
Yeah.
But do you think these are the cliches that actually help you kind of reinforce what you already know?
Yeah, I think these are small things which you probably don't remember when you're out there.
Right.
There's too much going in your mind, how the wicket's behaving, what you need to do, what's your score, what does the team need. But if you can stay in the present, that's probably the difficult part of playing cricket or any sport or doing anything in life. If you can be in the present, you are the biggest judge and you know what's the best thing you can do for your team right now. So I think that's a small bit of advice, but it worked really well for me.
Are there specific drills that you do to kind of make sure that you train your mind to stay in the present? A lot of cricketers do visualization exercises, but do you just count on that or do you do yoga or meditation?
No, I've not been doing anything like that. It's just that whenever I practice, I try and do the same routines and try and focus on the practice session, what I need to do in that practice session, and just make it purposeful rather than just going out there and spending time.
So although you have been a regular in the India side for the last couple of years or so, it must be hard not to look at the kind of competition that's around you. We've seen a lot of youngsters who have come up in the last couple of years who have been doing well, who have also been fast-tracked. So it's impossible to kind of ignore those performances, be it, say, someone like a Prithvi Shaw or a Rishabh Pant, contemporaries of yours who are also making the leap to the next level. How does that kind of act? I mean, how does that influence you? Does that add a little bit of pressure to you?
Not pressure exactly. It's good to see players who are doing well at A teams and domestic cricket getting into the Indian side at a young age. So you know that you also have that chance. If you can do well for the A team, you have that opportunity. So it feels good. It always feels good, like when you have players playing with you and they go on to play for the Indian team, you know that my chance is coming. I just need to keep doing what I am doing and I need to keep a form in whatever games I get. So it's always good to see that.
But how hard is it to resist that impatience, to kind of curb that desperation that probably seeps in, because you know that you've been doing well, you've been scoring runs for a few seasons now. So what kind of keeps you going?
I think for me, I just want to control what I can control, is that I can give my best whenever I get a chance. Selection, I don't think is in my hands. So if I keep worrying about that, that's probably going to affect my game.
Right.
So I just want to do what I can do and give it my best on any day. On every day I play cricket, that's it.
Have you had the selectors come up to you and tell you how you're faring at any point?
Not really. I haven't really talked much to the selectors. So.
Also, while you have played all the 3 formats for Bengal as well as for India A, of course, there's been a tendency to bracket you as a long form player, given the kind of composure and temperament that you're naturally bestowed with. Does that come across as a badge of honor, or is that a stereotype that you intend to avoid?
No, I don't want that stereotype thing because I've really done well with the white ball also. I've got a decent record with the white ball. I've done really well.
Correct.
And I think if I keep doing well in that part of my game, people will recognize that, yeah, he is an all-format player and I want to be an all-format player.
Right. And is there something in specific that you do to try and demonstrate that you are the kind who can not just play the conventional orthodox shots, but also, pull out the scoops every now and then, or play some outlandish shots? Do you try and work on inventive shots like that?
Yeah, I do. I really play a lot of inventive shots. I've done that in the last Syed Mustaq Ali and Vijay Hazare also, and I've got a lot of runs last year also. So if I can keep up the good work and keep getting those big runs every now and then, so it's always going to change the perspective of what probably people think of me as a 4-day player only.
So based on your own assessment of where you are as a cricketer, how far do you think you actually are as far as making the next step up is concerned to the senior side?
I think I'm close to that, but if I can just keep getting those runs again and again, that's probably going to get me there as soon as I can.
Many cricketers who are in contention for an India spot, they probably shy away from captaincy a bit and just want to focus on their game. But on the contrary, you've been named captain for Bengal in all the formats for the upcoming season. How does that add to the pressure? Does this add to the pressure, or is it something that you look at as a good way to balance both your individual performances as well as the team?
Yeah, I think it is a good way to balance. It's a new challenge for me to lead the Bengal team this year, and I hope I can just enjoy this challenge and help my team win tournaments. We've been doing really well for the past few years, but we've not been winning those tournaments, and if we can win those tournaments, it will be really good for me and for my team.
Do you already have plans in place as a captain? Because Bengal has a reputation of being a very emotional and slightly volatile side.
Yeah, I have a few plans, but I've not really spent time with the Bengal team this year since I've been busy with India A games and now the Dilip Trophy. So probably after the Dilip Trophy game, I'll be with my team for a bit, and then we can probably try things and plan for the future.
Tell us something about your role models growing up.
I think my role models be Rahul Dravid sir. I just loved the way he bat and his attitude on the field, and it was just great to watch him on the field. So he's been my idol, and to play under him in the India team was a fan moment for me, and I really enjoyed it.
What did you do when you ended up meeting him for the first time?
Actually, it was really weird. We were in Vizag. I was selected for the India team for the first time against New Zealand A, and I was having breakfast. I hadn't met him before, and he actually came up to me from behind and he was like, "Hi, I'm Rahul." And I was, for the next 5 seconds, I couldn't say anything. So it was the first time I met him was like that.
Did you ever end up telling him that you're a big fan of his?
Yeah, I've told him when we were playing, like I used to love the way he batted and things like that, but
that was his turn to end up being tongue-tied.
Yeah.
Right. And also, I mean, in terms of watching some of your contemporaries play, what are the things that you have learned from cricketers of your age, or probably, or even those who are younger?
I think it's whenever you play with somebody new, you get to learn something new. So there have been players who've played for India, there have been players who are playing for Bengal right now. So I've learned quite a lot from players around me. So it's how they prepare. The best thing I've learned is from people prepare differently, what works for them, how are they looking up to a game, what are their preparations, and how do they probably plan for a game, things like that. Really, like I try and learn from everybody, and I try and use it whenever I need it.
Right. You also just did say that you have led Bengal at different levels through the age group formats. What has it been for you as someone who's been an outsider to begin with, who's come and joined the system when you were 10 and 11, and then eventually risen to become a captain? How has the treatment for you in terms of the cricketing circles been in Bengal?
I've been treated really well. I was selected for Bengal when I was 14 years old. I play for the under-16 team, and I've been playing for Bengal since then. And I think I've been treated very well. It's never been a case like I've been treated as an outsider or anything like that. I've always been as if I've been in Bengal since I was a child. So that always helps, and it feels really good to be treated like that. And
your father said that one of the major reasons why he decided to put you up in Kolkata is that the standard of cricket, the structure in the Bengal cricketing circles was pretty ideal for a young cricketer like you. After having played in Bengal for about 10-15 years right now, do you agree that that is the only reason? Are there other reasons, do you think, that stand out for you as to why Bengal offers a good environment?
I think Bengal cricket is really structured. They've got games for under 14s, under 17s, under 19s, different age groups. They've got a lot of games at different levels. So that always helps you to get an opportunity to perform and get it selected for the state team and things like that. I think everything's really nice in Bengal. The selection, you say everything. There's a lot of media coverage. You get to know youngsters who've been doing well in club cricket and things like that. So I think that's a big advantage in a big state like Bengal.
The other advantage is that you have the services of consultants like Saurav Ganguly and Muttiah Muralidharan at one point, and then VVS Lakshman as well. Have you had an opportunity to pick up stuff from those legends?
Yeah, I think since Saurabh sir's been our president, we've got a lot of people helping us. Our batting consultant has been VVS sir, and for spinners it has been Murali sir, and for fast bowlers T.S. Shekhar. So they've been at the highest level for a long time. They've performed at the test level for a long time. So it's always been helpful. With Lakshman sir being there, he's just one call away. You can just text him and call him anytime you need. So we've learned a lot from them. He comes before season, during the season, after the season. So we assess what we've done this season and things like that, and how can we improve on things. So he's been really helpful.
Are you big on reaching out to some of these legends when you're stuck with something like, say, making a call to a Rahul Dravid or a VVS Lakshman?
No, it depends. If I need them, I can call them anytime. There have been times when I've gone for tours outside India and I've talked to them because they've played a lot of cricket there. And if I have some information before going there, I'll probably be a little ahead of what I was. So things like that have really helped me, like being ahead by probably 1%, but that's really helpful.
Could you share an instance where someone like a VVS Lakshman has actually chipped in and kind of helped you out in a sticky situation?
Lakshman sir probably helped me before I went to England to play last year for the India side. He told me about the conditions and how the ball's gonna behave, how the weather behaves. Weather's really important, plays a big role in England, which it doesn't really play a big role in India, because the time we play Ranji Trophy, the conditions remain similar throughout the country, but their conditions keep changing throughout the day, and that really changes how the wicket behaves, how the ball behaves. So things like that, he's really helped me when I went to England.
Who's your go-to, your confidante when it comes to discussing not just your cricket but also life in general?
I think it's family for me. I can talk to them about anything.
Your sister's played a huge role in what you are.
Yeah, she's played a big role. She's been there for me every time, be it cricket or anything in life. And to have people around you who can help you in whatever situation you are and be there for you, I think that's the biggest advantage you have in life. For me, my parents and my sister, they've been really supportive of whatever I've done in life, whatever cricket I've played. It's probably because of them, and I'm lucky to have really good friends around me, and they've always helped me in whatever situations I've been.
While he says that he's very indebted and obliged to his sister, I'm sure he's a little scared of her as well, given that he was checking on what he's supposed to be wearing right before this interview, because he's very sure that if he's going to wear something that's not up to scratch, his sister's going to pull him up for that. But also, moving away from that lighter note, your dad talks to you quite a bit about cricket, doesn't he, on an everyday basis?
Yeah, we do talk about. Yeah, we still do that. There's not been a day we've not talked about cricket or what I'm going to practice today or how am I going to prepare for the game. So we do that on a daily basis.
Do you ever get tired of talking or playing cricket at all?
No. There are times when you feel like not talking about cricket when you've not done well. Okay. You just try and avoid talking about cricket, and my family understands that. There are days when I don't really want to talk cricket, they won't talk cricket about on that day. So
when you talk about your passion for movies as well, what kind of movies do you enjoy watching? What kind of shows do you enjoy watching to unwind?
There's not any particular type of movie I enjoy. It's just that I really enjoy watching movies. It just takes my mind away from cricket, and I just try and switch off and just be in that movie and enjoy that. So, and I keep watching shows on Netflix and things like that. It's not that one any type of show I watch. It's just different shows I watch just to keep myself away from the cricket and everything.
Any particular biography or an autobiography of a sports person that has inspired you, that you always go back to?
I think Novak Djokovic, his book came out and it really helped me, because I read a lot about how he changed his game after changing his diet. So I tried and changed my diet after that. And
Have you gone gluten free as well?
Yeah, I got my test done and everything. I am gluten intolerant and I don't eat gluten anymore.
Right. And given that we are on the subject of Djokovic and fitness, Virat Kohli, as we know, has laid the marker for every other young cricketer coming in as far as fitness benchmarks are concerned. How seriously do you take your fitness? Have you actually doubled up your regimen right now?
I think since Virat Kohli's been performing for a long time and you look at him talk about fitness has been probably the major change he's made in his life. And I think fitness is really important for you, and after seeing him get those runs at that level so consistently after changing his training programs and things like that, you always look to change your training and just try and push yourself, because you know if you are fit you have a better chance of performing, and as a player you always want to give yourself the best chance to perform, so being fit always helps you. So I have been working on my fitness. I try and do as many sessions as I can, whatever I need, be it a gym session, be it a conditioning session, or just a prehab session maybe. So I try and focus on those things and try and give myself the best chance to perform on the field.
Have you had guys from the current Indian side come up to you and offer their feedback as to how they see you developing?
I've talked cricket to Riddhiman Saha. We were there in West Indies, so he was there with me and we talked a lot about cricket, and he's always been helpful since I've been playing for Bengal, and I think he's helped me a lot in the West Indies tour also.
So when former players like Arun Lal or Manoj Tiwari, they praise you for your work ethic, what do you think they're actually getting at? I mean, what's the kind of work ethic do you actually do that makes you such a hit with your teammates?
I just try and prepare for every game as if that's a new game. It's not that if I've got runs in the previous game or I've not got runs in the previous game, it doesn't really matter to me, because I just try and prepare for the next game as if that's the first game of the series. So I think that's been working for me, and I think that's what Manoj Bhaiya also told me last year, that it's about preparing for one game at a time and not thinking about what's going to happen, what's happened. If you stay in the present and prepare for that game, you give yourself the best chance. So I think
you obviously played a lot of cricket at a level that's just below the international level.
Yeah.
But do you think there is something else that you need to work on, because you recently had to negotiate tough spells like the one from Chaman Holder? You also played Jasprit Bumrah at the domestic level. Where do you place yourself when it comes to handling high quality international fast bowlers?
I think I'm really good at that. Being an opening batsman, I've played against quite a few fast bowlers who played international cricket for a long time, like playing for the A team or be it in domestic cricket. So I think I've really improved as that, and I'll keep improving on it. The better you get, the better chances you have to get runs against those quality attacks. So I think I'll keep working on it, and I'll try and get as better as I can.
So while you've already done that and you've constantly been doing that, getting runs at a significantly high level, does not playing the IPL count as a bit of a disadvantage? Because we have seen that those who take the IPL route at times take the shortcut to fame and to a high form of cricket. Does that bother you a bit?
Not really, because I wasn't playing T20 cricket for Bengal for the past 3 years. I wasn't that consistently playing in the first 11. I was there in the team, but I didn't really play in the games. So last year I did pretty well in the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, and I think if I keep doing well in those tournaments like that, I'll probably get an IPL contract soon.
Thank you so much for talking to us on a variety of subjects, and I'm sure given the kind of diversity that you already have in your family and the heights that you've reached at such an early stage, I'm sure the sky is the limit for you, and I'm sure you will go on to do the country proud and score many, many more runs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Abhimanyu. And if you like this episode, do subscribe, like, and share the link to our channel. Thank you so much.